I want you to imagine something. You're sitting in an important meeting. Your boss is speaking. Someone's taking notes. Your phone vibrates. A laptop notification pops up. Someone walks past the conference room. The air conditioner hums quietly overhead. Your brain is processing all of that at the exact same time it's trying to understand the person who's speaking. Here's what's fascinating. Your listener's brain is doing the very same thing when you speak. Most people think your brain listens to speech one sound at a time, like this. The R sound, the TH sound, individual vowels. Every syllable is carefully weighed. But that's not actually how your brain works. Instead, your mind is processing information in a far more dynamic way. Your brain is constantly searching for patterns. Patterns in stress, patterns in rhythm, patterns in timing. It builds a map of what's to come. It's trying to predict what comes next before the speaker has even finished the sentence. And when those patterns are easy to recognize, communication feels effortless. Everything just clicks into place. But when those patterns become difficult to follow, your listener has to work much harder. And that's where listener effort begins. Imagine trying to read an important email while someone keeps tapping you on the shoulder. You could still read it, but it would take more effort. That's exactly what listener effort feels like. Your listener isn't sitting in a quiet room, completely focused on every word you say. They're thinking about their next meeting, answering emails, checking the time, remembering something they forgot to do this morning. They're processing the world around them while they're processing your speech. The easier your speech is to process, the easier it is for them to stay with you. This is where most people go wrong. They assume that if they could just pronounce every sound perfectly, everything else would fall into place. And pronunciation absolutely matters, but it's only one piece of the puzzle. Communication is also stress, rhythm, timing, connected speech, intonation. All of those pieces work together to help your listener recognize patterns quickly. When those patterns become predictable, your speech feels easier to follow. And that's when communication truly starts feeling effortless and natural for everyone involved. Here's something I see all the time. Two people can say exactly the same sentence. The same vocabulary, the same grammar, even almost the same pronunciation. And yet, one person is effortless to understand, while the other requires much more concentration. That doesn't mean one person is smarter or speaks better English. It simply means one person's speech is easier for the brain to process. And once you understand that, you stop chasing perfection and start building clarity. This is where most communication training misses the mark. People are often taught to focus almost entirely on individual sounds. The R sound, the TH sound, individual vowels, and those things absolutely matter. But if your goal is to become easier to understand, you also have to practice the music of English. Stress, rhythm, timing, connected speech, intonation, because those are the patterns your listener's brain is trying to recognize. And when those patterns become easier to follow, communication becomes easier for everyone. Here's something I wish more people knew. No two speakers have exactly the same communication patterns. One person may need to work on rhythm. Someone else might need better sentence stress. Another person may have excellent pronunciation, but still create high listener effort because of timing or connected speech. That's why there isn't one exercise, one accent, or one YouTube video that magically fixes communication for everyone. The goal isn't to practice everything. The goal is to practice the things that will make the biggest difference for you. So what does that actually look like when we get past the theory and start the real work? The very first thing I do with every new client isn't practice pronunciation. And it definitely isn't trying to sound like a native speaker. Instead, we start by understanding how you communicate today. We look at what's already working well, where communication breaks down, and where your listener is working harder than they need to. Because once you understand your communication patterns, that is the moment you stop guessing and you finally start improving with a clear, defined purpose. One of the questions I hear most often from my clients is, so where exactly do I start? And my answer is always the same. Start by understanding your own communication patterns, because you can't improve what you can't clearly identify. Some people need to focus on stress, others on rhythm, others on connected speech. And sometimes It's a combination of several small things that create listener effort. That's exactly why I begin with a speech clarity assessment. My goal is not to judge your speech, but to create a clear, personalized roadmap for improving it. If there's just one thing I hope you remember from our time together today, it's this. Being asked to repeat yourself does not mean you're bad at English. It doesn't mean you're a poor communicator or that your ideas aren't valuable. Sometimes it simply means your listener is working harder than they need to. And the good news, that's something you can improve, one small change at a time. Thank you for watching. If this video helped, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Ready to understand your patterns? Find my speech clarity assessment in the description below. Until we meet again, just remember, you don't need a perfect accent to be powerful, because you deserve to be understood the very first time. I'll see you in the next one. Own your speech. Clarity, confidence, and connection.